What's up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the live. Shout out to everybody that's been tapping in. What's going on, y'all? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get updates on all of my videos. Right now, I am here at one of my short-term rentals. Uh, as a matter of fact, this is a triplex. In the two units at the bottom, I currently do short-term rentals with these and uh, doing pretty decent. I know in my last video I talked about short-term rentals with Airbnb and how the short-term rental game is changing. And if you look at how those big markets like Austin, Texas, you look at San Francisco, San Diego, and there's a lot of others that I talked about in the last video. You see they're taking a significant hit. And like I stated before in the last video, a lot of people was asking me, and also, a lot of the YouTubers were saying that the market is going to crash or Airbnb is going to crash the market. I honestly don't feel like that because from the research that I've done, the market is not. I don't think it would crash based off of the number of listings on Airbnb versus the number of foreclosures that it was in the past. Okay, so if you look at back in 2000, back in what it was 2011, I think 12, there was a ton of foreclosures on the market right after the housing crash. So I don't think Airbnb will crash the market. You got a million listings on Airbnb. You got more listings on Airbnb than you do on the market for sale. Yeah, that's big, but nothing to really gripe home about. I think in those bigger markets, what's happening is it's saturated. Okay, I've always felt like that. I live in Atlanta, and Atlanta Airbnb market has been very saturated. So so saturated to the point where it drove people out of business. You can go on Facebook Marketplace right now, and you can see a ton of people selling selling their furniture. And that's for the simple fact that, their listings wasn't doing well. A lot of them, went out and they tried rental arbitrage, where you go grab an apartment, you rent it out. But to me, that's just too much entirely too much overhead. And if you look at it, if you go get an apartment in Atlanta and it's $2,000, 2,500. I mean, how much are you really, looking to make off of, when you talk about profit? How much are you really looking to make, off of that apartment? Are you looking to try to put it on Airbnb for $300 a night? That's gonna be crazy. I think you got to be fair with pricing. Okay, you definitely got to be fair with pricing. You got to be reasonable, and I think a lot of times that's what people did. A lot of people on Airbnb got greedy. Okay, they saw that people were, especially like during the pandemic, people, was coming to those areas. They was visiting a lot. People were moving. And so all those things were a part of, that Airbnb and that, actual housing crunch. Okay. But if you look at it now, what's up, y'all? Shout out to everybody that's tapping in. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to my YouTube channel. But I'm just going to give you guys the real truth, about Airbnb. My Airbnb has been doing well. Okay. I'm in a smaller market. I'm gonna take you guys around in a minute, so you guys can check it out. I'm in a smaller market. I'm in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I also have properties out of state. I do a lot of investing out of state. There's no need to reinvent the wheel if it's already working. All right, and I tell people that all the time. People say, "Well, why don't you buy properties in Atlanta?" Well, if you know anything about Atlanta, you already know the market is crazy. Atlanta market is very expensive. There's a lot of, if you look around Atlanta, I mean, there's people out there making things happen in Atlanta, but it's all very expensive. And so I just play around, what's always been working for me. Okay, so y'all stay tapped in. I'm gonna show you guys around the area. This is a triplex again, 2 units at the bottom. Or I did a full renovation on these, on both of them. I have a consistent tenant on that side, so they're still short term, but I have a tenant that's staying next door, and she's been over there for the past 6 months, which is good. That keeps everything going as well. But I'm also doing well on Airbnb. Okay, so I think in order to have a great, a good Airbnb, and also to continue to generate revenue, you need to have, a system. You need to have strategies in place. A lot of times people just dive into something just because it sounds like you're going to make a lot of money. Okay. And I'm going to share with you guys later on in this live, exactly how much money I done made off of just this 1 unit since May. Okay. Now, here are some of the, different platforms that I use. I use Airbnb, and I also use what that is, Furnish Finders. Furnish Finders. Verbal doesn't really work so much for me. Okay. Neat Payne said Montgomery, Alabama is my birth home. We'll be visiting next month. Okay, very good. Yeah, this is my birth home as well. So this is where I invested. Born and raised, but just moved away and then decided to come back and start buying properties. Saw opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities for you guys who may be looking for your next investment. Montgomery, Alabama is a great place for you to come and be able to dive into the rental property game or the flip game with pretty much, if you don't have a lot of money, it's kind of where you can start it. Now, there's a lot of other places just like, Montgomery, Alabama, that have a lot of homes, dilapidated, blighted, whatever you want to call them. But I just chose here because I'm familiar with the area. Okay. So I'm going to take you guys outside real quick and give you guys a little, overview of the property. It's hot outside, so I'm not gonna be out here too long. But just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse of this, and you can see it. Turn my camera around for you guys. All right. So again, triplex. We have 1 unit right here. We have another unit right here. And if you walk on the side right here, we got a third unit, which is up top. And I haven't renovated that property yet. That top unit yet. And the reason why I haven't renovated that top yet is because I wanted to start generating money coming in based off of what I've already spent to make money. Okay. So I already spent about 65K to get it to where it is now. Okay. This was it was pretty much, it was blight. It was Vando. You can look at some of my previous videos on this right here. And again, I've done well with Airbnb. I don't have the same storylines that a lot of other people have. Currently, I've been renting both units out short term. This unit right here, I get $1,100 a month for this one, and then this one right here, I do it on Airbnb and Furnish Finders. Okay, so thank you, appreciate it. And so this is the other unit right here. And then this unit right here, currently I've made about $9,000 since May up until now. I just had a guest to check out, so it's not that clean. So I'm gonna still walk your guys through it. I just had to come drop some stuff off since I was in town, kind of check up on it. I had a guest that was in here for 2 months. And then once that guest left, I had somebody check in for 7 days. And so now I'm just coming through, just doing a walkthrough, checking everything out, and making sure everything's intact. And everything seemed to be intact. Okay, everything seemed to be. Appreciate it. Thank you. Everything seems to be intact. Again, I don't have these things priced to the point where people can't afford. So when people come to my page and they want, to the Airbnb site and they want to book, if you think about it, right? A lot of times people have this stuff overpriced. I got this thing priced at like $55, $60 a night. But if you look at it over time, it adds up. And I'm gonna tell you why it adds up, because if people come in and they stay 30 days, well, those numbers add up. Those numbers add up big time. And so normally I'm making anywhere from about 16 to 1800 a month, or 16 to 2000 a month off of these units, depending on how long they stay. All right. But I have my Airbnb set to where people only, it's a minimum. I have a minimum of 5 nights, and I think that I'm gonna tell you why I got it like that, because I have it set up. I have it set up like that because I don't want to have to deal with, the people coming in and out cleaning. It's gonna cost me more money, if I only did nightly. All right. So if you're trying to jump into the Airbnb game, I would recommend at least, 3 night minimum, 5 night minimum, because of turnaround and turnover. All right. And so a lot of times people come on the platform and they're looking for discounts. They're looking for, long-term stays. You'll be amazed, man. You'll have more people coming on Airbnb looking for a place to actually rent. Now, this is how bad it's had, housing has gotten, to the point where people are on the Airbnb platform and they're looking for places to rent long term. I get that a lot as well. And I think, people just know that this is a short term rental because I think they see people in and out. I'm in a busy location, Jackson Hospital right around the corner, Alabama State, or it's in walking distance, Huntington College. I'm close to Old Cloverdale. And so the place has a lot of potential. But if you look at Montgomery, Alabama, there's not like 1,000 or there's not 2,000 listings of Airbnb properties. Okay. So this still gives you that opportunity to make some money with Airbnb, because everybody is not going to be able to pile up at the Sheraton or the Embassy, or the Comfort Inn. And people say, well, how well does Airbnb doing for you? And it's doing real good. It's doing real good. And I never expected to do this well, at what it's doing. But I've been getting a lot of nurses. I've been getting, special nurses. Nurses travel. I didn't realize, I didn't realize that either until I started, jumping into the short term game. Payne said, so would you consider long-term rental? Not for these, based off of what we're making, the revenue that we're generating, and the fact that with short-term rentals and Airbnb, you get your money right up front. As soon as people check in, Airbnb is pretty much sending you, ching, you're getting your money in your bank. But I do have some long-term rentals, but this one right here, this one's just totally different. This kind of what I bought it for. I bought it with that mind frame, and I'm not telling you guys to do that because that was a chance I was taking. When I say that was a chance I was taking, there was no guarantee that, once I finished this up, dressed it up, and furnished it, meaning that, people would actually book this place to live in. So, but I try to make it real nice. I tried to make it real comfortable. I tried to make it for, people to want to actually live in it. Okay. So I would never suggest that you go out and you buy a property just to Airbnb. Okay. But I also have to, be transparent, let you know that I don't, have a lot of overhead. Okay. So, my mortgage on this guy is like 400 and some bucks. I pay to keep the yard clean. I make sure definitely have to make sure that, landscaping is on point. And, of course, you have termite inspections, and not only termite inspections, but you have pest control. So you gotta make sure everything is intact. You want to keep the property looking good. I also plan on staining the fence out here. You just always want to put back into it, but you want your bottom line to you definitely got to meet your quota. All right. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody. But again, y'all, like there's no right or wrong way to do it. Sometimes people say, hey, go invest here, go invest there. there's no right or wrong way to do it. I say, do what works best for you. Study as much as possible, whichever avenue you decide to take, whether it's short term rental, whether it's long term rental. Okay, both of my rentals do well. My short term does well, and my long term does well. And I pretty much made my money back, what I spent in this, in renovating these units. Again, next door I get $1,100 a month. I worked that out, but I was doing short term rentals with those. It's fully furnished. The unit next door is fully furnished as well. Like I said, I just happened to be in here today because I came in here to do a little walkthrough. Haven't seen it in a while, so this is the reason why I came in here to check it out. And not to mention, when I leave Atlanta and I come here, I always get write-offs. So it's always good to take a little break, simmer down a little bit, think a little bit on the road, and, gather your thoughts. Pinto Ken, what's good site to check for liens before the tax auction? That would totally depend on the state that you're in. Normally, let's say you're in Fulton County. Let's say you can go to the Fulton County Sheriff website, but you got to register. So if you're in Montgomery, Alabama, or the state of Alabama, you can call the tax assessor. That's where you're gonna find your information at, or the newspaper. All right. But again, y'all, short-term rentals. This is just the real truth. Just being real truthful, real transparent about short-term rentals. A lot of times, man, people think that you're gonna just make a ton of money, and you may. Some people have real success stories, about short-term rentals. Some people have those. Some people could tell you, hey, yeah, we made 100,000 or 200,000 without short-term rental. But listen, most people tell you that, but people don't tell you how much they spent. Okay, people don't tell you their overhead, and they don't tell you about pest control. They don't, they don't tell you, trash, garbage, lawn maintenance. There's a lot that goes into maintaining a short-term rental, and also keeping it clean. Our lady, she comes in, she keeps it real clean. We have to pay $125 per cleaning, but we also add that on top of whatever we're charging per night. Okay, so that's a $125 cleaning fee, but she comes in, she cleans it real good. I haven't had any complaints from anybody that check in. And so, you want to keep your cleaning people happy. You always want to keep your cleaning people happy. Okay. And like I said, guys, we renovated this from top to bottom, did everything to it. And like I said, it's been rented ever since. We, came in and pieced it all together, and we got our little access going. And like I said, it does well. Does real well. Payne, you welcome. You welcome, Payne. Anytime. Anytime. And then of course we got our guide right here as well. So, just always, I say, just strategic, put yourself in position. And we got everything in here that you need. Washer, dryer, refrigerator. There's not really not missing anything, to be honest with you. And like I said, guys, they just came, just had a guest checkout. So that's why you see that in the hallway. That's why you see the beds like that and all that good stuff like that. So I just wanted to try to show you guys from a perspective of, a smaller market. If you're looking at a smaller market may work for you. But I know I can't get $300 a night. I'm not over here trying to get $400 or $500 a night. Just keeping it real affordable, and not only affordable, it's just reasonable, within reason. I definitely believe that, you shouldn't try to get too greedy as long as you're meeting your bottom line. Like I told you guys, I'm $55 a night, $60 a night, and I'm still making $1,800 to close to $2,000 a month. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. $2,000 a month, just this one unit. And then again, we're talking about the unit next door, $1,100 a month. And then on top of that, we take out all our expenses. We take care of business with those expenses. That's not for you to go and start trying to buy a Ferrari or a Porsche. No, that's just time for you to stack your bread up and reinvest it. All right. And keep making that money work. See, once you understand investing, once you understand how to make your money grow and make your money work, that's why I say this all the time. That's when you spend money on less, BS, to be honest with you. You ain't going to go out there and start looking for, the next crazy thing to buy. You look to grow that money. You look to, make that money start really working for you. And it's a process, guys. It's a process. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a get rich slow. Okay. I brought a lot of value to this property. This property is probably worth around 275. I purchased it for 49,000, 49K. And I'll walk you back outside real quick. 49K, put 5K down, but yeah, $5,000 down on it. And believe it or not, the owner financed this property to me. And that's another way you can find properties, you can find deals. The owner financed it to me, and with them financing the property to me, that means it don't go into my, it don't count me on my credit. Okay, I put this fence up. I'm still gonna stain it. Haven't got around to it, but I plan on doing that pretty soon. But again, did not look like this. If you want to go look at older videos, you can. You can go check it out. Check out the older videos. But a lot of work went into it. As I made money, I put more money back into it, and that's what's going on now. I also plan on doing short-term rentals with the top unit. That'll be the next unit I go to and start working on it as well. But again, y'all, it's just a process. And I'll tell you all the time, don't invest with your emotions. A lot of people invest with their emotions. They do a lot of things with their emotions. If you invest with your emotions, 9 times out of 10, you're going to let a deal pass you by. All right. You don't want to let deals pass you by. Okay. I know sometimes, properties sometimes do look like a teardown. They look like they can't be saved. And some properties can't be saved. Okay. But some can. That's why you should take a contractor with you to view the properties and make sure there's no structural damage, all that good stuff like that. And then, that's why it's good for you to learn as much as possible about real estate, learn as much as possible about, short-term rentals, because you don't want to just have to depend on a platform just like Airbnb, or just depend on short-term, Furnish Finder. But Furnish Finder is a good platform as well. A lot of nurses be on Furnish Finders, and I found that out. But it is a fee to register with Furnish Finders, but it's worth the fee because there are a lot of nurses. They have long assignments. Some of them, I'll tell you guys, when I first rented this place out, it was in November of last year. And I rented it out for $1,500 a month. I had a nurse, so the nurse stayed, and that was the first time it was ready. I just got it ready. See, that's the perks of having a duplex or multifamily, because I had one of them wanted that unit, and I had one that wanted this unit. So I had 2 nurses staying here. One was in that side, one was on this side. And I mean, that was a great thing about it. It's the fact that, I had nurses. As soon as I got this one ready, it was ready to be rented, just like that. So I instantly, ran it to start making my money back right away. All right, at $1,500 a month. The nurse stayed from November up until January, and then after January, I had another nurse that stayed in that unit that wanted to come back, and so that was cool too. And then that means, the first time me listing this on Airbnb, it was booked up right away. All right, so that's a good thing. This is why if you take care of people, it's a hospitality business. Okay, Airbnb is hospitality. You really gotta take care of people. You gotta make sure that they're good. You got to make sure that they're comfortable, and that's all important. That's very important when it comes down to Airbnb or short-term rentals. It's a different type of business. It's not like long-term rentals. With long-term rentals, you give your tenant the key. That's that. If they need any help with, or they have any issues with maintenance or whatever, they call you. But with this right here, it is more hands-on. Okay. I'll tell you guys, a little hack. Identify you some people in that area. If you're out of state, identify you some people in that area that can help you when you need to call on them. You can also, again, I have a mentorship program, BTC training meetup. You can check that out. I'm willing to go the extra mile to help you succeed in real estate and take your career to a whole nother level with real estate. Some people need some hand holding, some people don't. Okay. But yeah, that's the gist. That's the real truth about Airbnb. A lot of people, went out, jumped on the bandwagon, and sometimes when you jump on the bandwagon, people fall off of the bandwagon, after so long, because it kind of wears itself out. And then now you see the people who's been holding it strong, they still around. Okay. But that's all I really got for you guys, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping into the live. I plan on trying to, do more of these lives, and also try to be more strategic and letting you guys know, when I have lives as well. Right. So I appreciate you guys for tapping into the YouTube live. I see you guys in the next video. Peace out.